There's a strange truth you might not have realized yet. The reality you're living isn't determined by the circumstances around you. It's determined by the person you believe yourself to be. Sounds simple, almost cliché, right? But it's not. Every thought you think about yourself, every little story you tell yourself about your abilities, worth, or limits, is quietly shaping the world you experience. Your self-concept, the internal map you've built about who you are, is the lens through which the universe responds to you. Change the lens, and the image shifts. Here's the catch. Most people try to change their lives without changing themselves. They think, if I get a better job, a new partner, or more money, then I'll feel successful. And yes, external events can temporarily shift feelings, but if your internal self-concept remains the same, old patterns reassert themselves. You might land that new job and still feel unworthy, or attract someone new and immediately sabotage it without realizing why. That's because the world is a mirror. It reflects back who you are internally before it reflects external circumstances. The fascinating part is how quantum physics aligns perfectly with this. In quantum mechanics, observation isn't passive. It collapses probability into reality. What you focus on, what you observe within yourself, influences which possibilities manifest in your external world. Your self-concept isn't just an internal narrative, it's a signal to the quantum field. If you see yourself as small, limited, or unworthy, the universe matches that perception. If you see yourself as capable, creative, and abundant, life begins to reflect that energy back to you. Now, this isn't about affirmations alone, or repeating, "I am successful," 1,000 times while secretly doubting it. That's the classic trap, trying to force reality through words without rewiring your inner map. Real change comes from embodying a new self-concept, living, thinking, and feeling as the person you want to become, not as the person your old patterns insist you are. It's about collapsing probability from the inside out. Here's where it gets playful. Your future self, the version of you that has already achieved the outcomes you desire, isn't a fantasy. It's a coherent energy pattern waiting to be observed and embodied. Quantum theory suggests that multiple possibilities exist simultaneously. By observing yourself as this higher version, aligning your energy and attention with it, you literally start collapsing the probability in its favor. It's not magic, it's quantum reality responding to coherent attention. The ego will protest. Old you will say, "I'm not that person. This is impossible. This isn't real." And that's perfectly normal. That's the self-concept you've been carrying your whole life, quietly shaping the world around you. But here's the quantum trick. Notice the resistance, laugh at the absurdity of old you scripts, and gently step into the future self energy anyway. Momentum builds, micro-adjustments compound, and reality begins to shift without force. Subtlety is key. This isn't about a single dramatic transformation or a sudden leap. It's about micro-moments, tiny recalibrations, and playful alignment. Posture, breath, emotional calibration, even the way you talk to yourself. Each of these signals communicates your self-concept to the universe. Your higher you isn't distant. It's already here, embedded in these small, coherent moments of attention and alignment. Humor plays a surprisingly powerful role. Imagine your old you clinging desperately to self-doubt or fear of failure. Now imagine gently nudging that version of yourself with a playful, "Nice try, buddy, but I'm moving on." Laughter isn't frivolous. It shifts energy, collapses old probability loops, and signals higher you coherence to the quantum field. It's practical, it's efficient, and yes, it's fun. Relationships, finances, health, and creativity all respond. People mirror your internal self-concept. Opportunities emerge as reflections of the energy you radiate. Creative solutions appear in everyday moments. Problems resolve more quickly. Synchronicities become obvious because probability is aligning with the self-concept you're embodying. The external world becomes less about struggle and more about reflection. It mirrors the version of you that's consciously observed and intentionally cultivated. Old you habits will still pop up. That's inevitable. Self-doubt, procrastination, fear, and the inner critic are like ghosts of the past, trying to pull your attention back into old probability loops. The key is noticing them without judgment. Pause, recalibrate, laugh, and act from the higher you identity you're cultivating. These micro moments of alignment compound exponentially. The universe bends not because of effort or force, but because your internal energy pattern, your self-concept, has shifted. Integration into daily life is straightforward, though subtle. Morning routines can anchor higher you energy. Daily micro-practices, pausing to recalibrate attention, noticing internal dialogue, acting as your future self in small decisions, strengthen the new probability path. Every tiny act of coherence signals to the quantum field that the self-concept has shifted. Momentum accumulates quietly, invisibly, but undeniably. Eventually, the shift feels effortless. You no longer force outcomes. You no longer struggle with circumstances. Opportunities appear naturally. Relationships evolve in alignment with your higher self. Challenges resolve elegantly. Creativity flows. Synchronicities accelerate. And you realize, the person you thought you were is no longer the one shaping your world. Reality is now a reflection of the self-concept you've consciously chosen to inhabit. Here's the ultimate quantum insight. Change your self-concept first. Let the world follow. Observe, embody, act aligned, and micro-adjust constantly. Laugh at old you patterns, notice resistance, and cultivate playful curiosity. Each micro-action strengthens the probability of higher you reality, collapses old loops, and allows improbable synchronicities to become ordinary. And finally, the most cinematic truth: reality isn't forcing change on you. You are bending reality simply by observing, embodying, and aligning with a coherent, higher version of yourself. Life reflects your internal map. Change the map, and the world adjusts accordingly. That's the quantum secret hidden in plain sight. By shifting your self-concept, you are literally shifting everything around you. Once you start observing your self-concept, something remarkable happens. The world begins to feel like a mirror, reflecting not just your thoughts, but the energy you carry. Old you patterns, the self-doubt, procrastination, fear, and inner critique, start nudging you, testing whether the shift is real. And that's perfect. Resistance is the universe's way of asking, are you really serious about inhabiting this higher version of yourself, or are you just playing dress-up? The difference between pretending and embodying a new self-concept is enormous. Pretending creates friction. The universe sees through the act. Embodying, however, even in subtle micro-moments, signals coherent energy, and that coherence collapses probability toward the outcomes aligned with your future self. It's quantum mechanics in action. Observation doesn't just describe reality, it participates in creating it. Every thought, posture, emotional recalibration, and playful microaction reinforces the self-concept that dictates the reality you experience. Here's where it gets interesting. Your ego will resist, and often in hilarious ways. Old you loves to sabotage new possibilities with doubts like, you can't really pull this off, or, you're not ready yet, better stay safe. Funny, isn't it? The mind's own internal comedy club. But each time you notice, laugh, and step into alignment anyway, the ego weakens. Its influence diminishes, and higher you energy becomes dominant. It's subtle at first, small synchronicities, tiny opportunities appearing, but compounding micro-moments build momentum until the improbable begins to feel inevitable. Relationships change when you inhabit this new self-concept. People mirror the energy you radiate. Old you may have attracted drama, resistance, or misalignment. Higher you, playful and aligned, attracts cooperation, curiosity, and effortless connection. Conversations flow naturally. Conflicts resolve with ease. Creative collaboration emerges organically. And these shifts aren't luck, they are the quantum reflection of your inner energy, your self-concept now operating in coherence with the higher version of yourself. Creativity accelerates too. Ideas surface in unexpected places. Brushing your teeth, walking the dog, or waiting for coffee. Your mind stops obsessing over limitations and starts noticing possibilities. Quantum probability collapses toward alignment simply because your attention is focused from a higher self-identity. The small micro-choices you make every day, how you speak, how you respond, how you act, compound exponentially, reinforcing new patterns and weakening old ones. Humor remains a secret weapon in this process. Old you takes itself seriously. Future you takes the dance lightly. Laughing at absurd internal dialogues, at ego's tiny tantrums, at repetitive self-doubt, is not trivial, it's practical. Each chuckle signals the field that you are no longer fully invested in old patterns, and probability bends accordingly. The universe responds to your energy, not your effort. Alignment feels effortless because you've stopped fighting yourself. Resistance continues to appear in subtle forms. A meeting triggers doubt. A relationship sparks insecurity. A financial decision feels risky. But every time you pause, observe, recalibrate, and act aligned with your higher self-identity, micromomentum compounds. Probability collapses toward coherence, synchronicity, and flow. The improbable starts showing up in everyday life. Life begins to feel cinematic, almost as if it's responding to a new script, because it is. The script is you. Integration is straightforward, yet profound. Micromoments throughout the day matter far more than dramatic leaps. Observing thoughts, adjusting posture, calibrating emotion, acting in small aligned ways. These are the building blocks of quantum self-concept transformation. Each microaction communicates coherence to the universe. Each recalibration weakens old loops and reinforces new patterns. Over time, the accumulation is extraordinary. The ego will try to sneak back under the guise of practicality or caution. You can't do this, it's too risky. But higher you is patient. It observes, nudges, and persists gently. When you notice ego's subtle influence, laugh, recalibrate, and act aligned anyway, momentum grows. Opportunities appear. Insights emerge. Synchronicities accelerate. The improbable becomes ordinary. Here's the cinematic insight. Changing your self-concept doesn't require force, effort, or overthinking. It requires playful observation, noticing resistance, acting from coherent alignment, and micro-adjusting constantly. The energy you carry, the identity you embody, dictates how reality responds. Shift your identity, and reality shifts in tandem. That's the quantum secret hiding in plain sight. Even mundane moments reflect the change. How you interact with strangers, how you respond to emails, how you handle small frustrations, they all broadcast your self-concept. Higher you responds with presence, curiosity, and playfulness. Old you reacts with doubt, irritation, and fear. The world mirrors whichever version dominates your attention. Life becomes a canvas where probability collapses according to the identity you inhabit. Eventually, the pattern becomes unmistakable. You no longer need to force outcomes. Micro-adjustments, playful presence, and coherent attention are enough. Opportunities, creativity, relationships, and abundance appear naturally. Life begins to feel effortless. The improbable becomes your daily reality because the universe mirrors the self-concept you now embody. And here's the poetic, almost cinematic truth. Your self-concept is not static. It can be observed, shifted, and embodied in real time. The higher you has always been calling, quietly nudging, and creating openings. All that's required is noticing, aligning, and acting consistently with the energy of that future version. Probability collapses, life bends, and synchronicities accelerate. The world becomes the reflection of your consciously chosen identity. So breathe, pause, laugh at old you drama, recalibrate, and step lightly into higher you alignment. Micromoments compound. Momentum builds. Opportunities appear. Synchronicities accelerate. Life flows effortlessly. And in the quiet reflection of your day, you finally realize the person you thought you were no longer dictates your world. The self-concept you choose today becomes the reality you experience tomorrow. By now, the picture should be clear. Your reality is a mirror of your self-concept. Every thought, every belief, every subtle story you tell yourself about who you are shapes the world around you. Change that story, embody a new identity, and life bends effortlessly to reflect the energy you radiate. The cinematic truth is that this shift is not about effort, struggle, or proving anything. It's about observation, alignment, playful curiosity, and coherent action. Resistance will always appear. That's part of the story. Old you habits, self-doubt, fear, procrastination, judgment, comparison will whisper in the background. But here's the key. You don't have to fight them. Fight strengthens the old loops. Observation, humor, and playful recalibration dissolve them. Pause. Notice. Smile at the absurdity. Adjust posture, breath, and emotion. Act aligned with higher you energy. These micro moments, compounded over time, collapse probability toward your desired reality. Relationships transform naturally when your self-concept shifts. Where old you may have attracted tension, drama, or misalignment, higher you draws cooperation, synchronicity, and effortless connection. Conversations flow, collaborations spark creativity, and conflicts resolve elegantly. People respond to the energy you radiate, not your words, not your effort, but your coherent presence. Quantum reality mirrors identity. The more aligned your self-concept, the more life reflects that alignment. Creativity accelerates. The ideas that once seemed random or elusive appear in mundane moments, walking, showering, or waiting in line. Old you obsesses, criticizes, or procrastinates. Higher you flows, observes, and acts from playful coherence. Each choice reinforces the new probability path. Tiny actions, subtle recalibrations, and embodied alignment compound into a life that bends effortlessly toward opportunities, solutions, and synchronicities. Humor remains a powerful tool. Old you dramas, inner criticism, doubts, comparisons can feel heavy. Noticing their absurdity and laughing at them shifts energy immediately. Probability collapses in favor of alignment. Life responds. The improbable becomes ordinary. Even mundane moments become quantum accelerators, reflecting the playful, coherent self-concept you are embodying. The quantum principle is simple. Observation shapes reality. Your self-concept is the lens through which the universe responds. Coherent, playful, aligned attention collapses probability toward desired outcomes. Resistance is inevitable, but every moment of observation and recalibration compounds. The improbable becomes inevitable, synchronicities accelerate, and life begins to feel cinematic and effortless. Integration happens through micro-moments. Each morning, check posture, breath, and emotional state. Throughout the day, notice internal dialogue, subtle judgments, and old you reactions. Recalibrate, laugh, and act aligned. Every small step signals your higher you energy to the quantum field. Momentum builds quietly, steadily, and unmistakably. Financial reality responds as well. Abundance mirrors self-concept. Fearful, small, or scarcity-based identities attract friction, struggle, and missed opportunities. Embodying higher you confidence, resourcefulness, and playful coherence signals quantum alignment. Opportunities arise. Solutions present themselves. Risk feels manageable. Synchronicities accelerate. Your inner map dictates the external territory. Health and energy shift too. Your self-concept determines your relationship with your body, your habits, and your choices. Embody vitality, alignment, and playfulness. Notice subtle cues from old patterns. Adjust and act coherently. Probability collapses toward physical, mental, and emotional well-being. The body responds to the identity you inhabit, not to willpower or effort alone. And here's the reflective, almost cinematic insight. Your old self is not the enemy. It's a pattern, a set of beliefs, a map. By noticing it, laughing at its antics, and stepping into coherent higher you energy, you shift the landscape of probability. Reality begins to bend, opportunities appear, creativity flows, and synchronicities accelerate. Life feels effortless, expansive, and playful. The ultimate truth emerges. The universe is always responding to the energy you radiate, not to struggle, not to effort, not to proving yourself. Change the self-concept, embody the higher you identity, and life mirrors your coherence. Micro-moments of observation, playful recalibration, and aligned action accumulate until the improbable becomes ordinary. You realize that the higher you has been calling all along, quietly nudging, creating openings, and signaling possibility. So pause, breathe, notice, laugh at old you patterns, and step into alignment. Each micro-action compounds. Probability collapses. Synchronicities accelerate. Creativity sparks. Relationships deepen. Life flows effortlessly. The world bends naturally around the self-concept you choose to inhabit. And in the quiet reflection of your day, you understand the astonishing truth. The person you were shaping your world is no longer in charge. The self-concept you embody now is what directs reality. You are the observer and the creator. You are simultaneously the lens and the reflection. And as you move forward, every breath, every smile, every choice, however small, collapses probability toward the cinematic, playful, expansive reality you've consciously chosen to live.